At the end of every spiral, so we did 3 spirals of activities, and at the end of every spiral we did a main kind of big activity. So the one you'll see in a second is a jelly bean activity. So they collected jelly beans, they had to weigh them, add more jelly beans, and they kept weighing them and collecting some data. Really, we didn't give them much information. We just said how many how much I think it was, do 100 jelly beans weigh, and then we said a ridiculous amount of weight and said how many jelly beans would create that weight. And then they just had to, through investigation of, we gave them some sort of guidance with charts, and they were used to doing everything in a chart, a graph, a table, an equation, so they were used to doing that through all the activities, so they started to just do that on their own. So that's what so we had a rich task at the end, and so that was their jelly bean one, was the middle one. So we'll go to that one. So that was kind of at the middle part of the semester. What we gave the students looked more like this is the second sheet that we gave them, was just record your data. So some of them recorded them without a container, some of them recorded it with a container. It was up to them what they wanted to do, and then they had to start to analyze their data. So they went through that whole activity, where we have the chart over to the left side of this side. This was how we evaluated them at the end. So they saw all the learning goals, and this was given to them right away with the activity. They had all the learning goals on the side, or kind of success criteria that we wanted them to have. I had my own sheet of this for each student too, and I had met, not yet, and this was assistance. So if a student was stuck on a certain part and they needed that to move on, I would assist them a little bit and write down how much assistance I gave them. So that would also affect their level. And sometimes I'd fill in, if I gave them a lot of assistance, what did I do? So I'd fill in their comments, what I did there. And then at the end, what we did for levels was criteria met. So if they met 5 out of the 8 of them, 7 out of them, 6 or 5, kind of put them around where their level was. And this was an end of spiral one, so an end of, I guess what you would test at the end of a unit. This is what we kind of did for an activity, and it was our end of spiral 1 kind of test. They just thought of it as a regular activity that they were getting marked on, and they counted for a little bit more. So that's what we did for our middle assessments. When I gave it back to the students, what we did was we did a little interview with them. So I asked them, what did you do? Explain what you did and how you calculated, how did you get your answers? So they went through everything, and if they were able to explain it but they didn't write it down, I also put that in my comments. So that might have improved something that I didn't think they had met yet, but they were able to explain it just through a conversation with me, so that was something that might improve their mark there.